Hello, everybody. My name is Tyler, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the channel. I'm trying to start this podcast. For some reason, this is having an issue downloading, but we're back. At the time of recording, I don't know. It's been a while since I played the game, so I'm dating the episode. But who can say it's fine if I date the episode, right? But how are you doing today? It's been a long time. Valentine's Day happened recently. Um, second month of the year, second month into the year, and I'm hoping everyone who has had a resolution made has completed it and or has started. I think I've been on track for the most part for my own resolution, just because one of my goals was to be more consistent, and I've been walking almost like every day now at work by like just bringing my Switch to work, and I've been walking. I've been pretty happy about like how consistent I've been walking, so that's been fun. But otherwise, oh, they can try. I want bananas, so that's why I messaged Joanna to get, hey, can you get bananas? But uh, we've been doing our best to keep our diet well, if not high. And God, sorry. I guess I'll just leave this in because I don't really know how to record episodes much anymore, so not really sure how to really record right now. But uh, but yeah, that just shows you how long it's been for me to like record a podcast. So it's been a while for me. Hope you guys can excuse me. Yeah, but anyways, if you guys don't know, we have a podcast to where I take a deep dive and answer these questions. If not answer these questions, then um, be able to just like try to shed light onto things like how I'm feeling, what I've been doing, and these questions from the and space give me prompts to read off answers regarding how I'm doing. But if you have any questions about me specifically, please leave them in the comments, and then I'll do my best to get to them at a reasonable time. It'll be the next episode, or I'll just like go from there, just talking to people, talking to you guys, talking to myself, if not anything else, and then just kind of kindly go from there. So without further ado, what is the first question from the ant space? How am I inspiring others? I really don't know who I inspire. Um, it's like I'm always a nervous wreck. Even right now, I'm quite nervous, to be honest. I don't know what's making me nervous. I don't know if it's me being out of practice of just doing the podcast or just trying to like figure things out. If I were to say at least what I've been doing, the most I've done is just doing my best to be present. We live in a society to where we just survived the ramifications of COVID, the ramifications of the quarantine. And with the quarantine has definitely caused issues for us, especially where we can't really understand the gravity of the situation, just because for a lot of kids, them growing up requires like a full face to really acknowledge what shapes are and what emotions look like on another person's face. So I just feel kind of bad that like with kids going into this, some of the kids who went through COVID wearing masks and dealing with it, they're more reclusive than most would like, and it just hurts. It hurts just um because for some people it's hard to like really know how things are because you don't know who to trust. We live in a time where it was really hard to trust people. So I feel for a lot of people who have a hard time trusting nowadays, and the masks definitely don't help. A lot of like these things, like with the work mandates, don't help. And for people who have been forced to work regardless, they're getting more and more fatigued. My coworkers, I know that some of my coworkers are calling out more often because of either health complications But the majority of the younger generation that I'm working with, they're just. I'm gonna turn these off. They're distracting. They are just quietly quitting. Like they're just coming in doing the bare minimum to not get fired, and then they just leave, and that does hurt. So if anything else, the most that I've been trying to do to inspire others is just to really. I'm doing my best to police myself. Where if there's a thing that I don't like, I try to catch myself very immediately. I do my best to just be self aware about my community, and if my coworkers are a little like standoffish or find me less affable, then I'm trying to make my own check and balances. But I can't really do it alone. It's a situation where when I don't know what I'm doing, I just keep doing it, right? Um, but if I don't know. But then there are people that are hard to deal with, and I'm doing my best to be the better person. So just being present and doing things people, I don't know if it's least expect, but I definitely find myself to be in a situation where sometimes I come in, first one in, last one out. I sometimes do that when I have time, especially with work. I'm not the last one out almost anymore, just because there's someone to cover me. Someone comes in to cover like whatever's left when I leave. So that's great. I'm so thankful that there's a person that like comes and helps my bench once I leave. So that's always a nice thing to like fall back onto. But otherwise, there is no good way to inspire others. If I were to say how I inspired others, I would just trying to be honest. Being being honestly here, like even trying to continue this podcast, it's been rough just trying to get the conversation started because shoot, even I don't know myself half the time. I don't know of the things that I do are wrong. I don't know of half the things I do look weird. I don't know if I like fall short at home cleaning. But I do my best to be present. I do my best to be honest. And if that isn't enough, I'm really hoping that somebody can just toe the line and pull me back in. Because I want to be inspiration. That's why half the time when I play these games on the channel when I stream, I do my best to be present like the 90s, like the early 2000s when there was that one guy who had the Xbox, so you didn't have to worry. And so you go over to their house and you connect, you be friends, you stay connected. Being connected is a great way to then inspire others to either form community or to just find a place of being. And I want to do my best to make this channel a place where you can hang out, take off your shoes, and relax. Grab some drinks while I do my best with these games. Like lately, I've been trying to play. I finished Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil Revelations 2. I'm really happy and proud that I was able to finish that game. And I'm now working on what's the word? Neo 2. And there's been people slowly coming in. I've had people on Twitch talking to me through chat and like connecting. So that's a victory. Being able to connect with people is definitely been hard nowadays, but to connect with people with the medium of gaming or just these videos as like a timestamp of who I am and who I was at the time, I hope this is a way to like show, hey, you it's not always going to be easy starting, and it's starting will always be rough. Consistency will always be rough, but it's definitely something that it's good. It's hard to explain, but kind of like how when I go to work, I bring my Switch and I do walk every day. I walk about an hour a day because of my job, because I get to have 15 minutes on, two 15-minute breaks, one 30-minute lunch, and I'm walking it. I'm taking finger foods, I'm taking snacks, and I should be having a proper meal, but I don't get that chance sometimes. But what I do get the chance of doing is trying to get some chores done at home. And if I can't get the chores done, I'll get at least one thing done. So hopefully, the longer I do these small things and show what I'm doing, I do hope that inspires Joanna or other people to do the same. Joanna, Joanna and I are continually showing each other take a break or take up responsibility. And when I'm at work, I'm hoping that someone catches that I'm just trying to work hard for the next person, and then they would then work hard for me and just pay each other forward. But yeah, I can't say I know how to inspire people other than just being present. The next question. The next I can't talk. I'm sorry. So the next question. What possibly is the most tempting but I'm most scared to try? I if anything else I think singing. I think actually education um for proper education is something that's been scary for me to do, just because we live in a society where technology allows us to learn anything and everything at once. Now, technology allows us to just pull up a book, get a book, buy a book, and read on your own. I can technically I can learn about things on my own free time through wikis, through ChatGPT, which is not a good source. Which is I don't know why I said that, but that's the current thing. I can definitely learn about personal training by reading books. I can learn about experiments by reading like the ingredients for the lab experiment. But I'm scared. I'm most scared about going back into schooling just because I don't I'm not in a place to where if I take time off from work and just go to school, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy and time to just go to class online or otherwise and do that work. I'm scared that I don't have the time to dedicate because with uh, how things are at home, I'm very grateful that we have a supportive team with my roommates and Joanna, but I don't feel with the things that Joanna and I are responsible for, I don't feel secure enough to sit down and just focus on school. Because if I want to go back to school, I want to be able to do school like I was when I was younger. All I had to do was be a student and be a decent human and do my best studying. And even when I had that, and when I had that when I was with my parents, I didn't get the chance to really do the education. I didn't get a chance to really study on what I wanted. I was forced to go on an education track at Bellevue College. I got my associates in science. I was happy that it passed, but it didn't carry weight, and I'm scared that if I know that I can go to school now, like as a technical college, or do research on what class do I take now, in order to move up at my job. I can technically do that, and that's a good track pattern if I want to stay with my current company. But I'm then scared about where does my time go? Do I get where where will I have time to relieve stress? Where will I have time to worry about food, income, how much it costs to pay, and everything under the umbrella of what I've used to done going to school? It's not there anymore. I don't have the safety net of, oh, my parents are working and I'll get my basic needs met so I can focus on studying. It wasn't the basic needs weren't guaranteed because of how my mom was not in the best place to be a parent, I don't feel like. And it's scary to just like I really want to do education and I want to learn stuff. I want to finish my idea of going through sociology. But again, that doesn't pay well. And also at the same time, knowing that if I go into school with a mindset for this job, this income is what I'm looking for, that's a great way to fail school. If I wanted, if going to school for the purpose of making money is a bad idea to go into school with, to where if I really wanted to be a doctor and I took classes towards being a doctor and I still wanted to be a physician, I have to have that passion as a physician to help people, like Dr. Mike. And then the education should be worth it. Otherwise, if I go into engineering just because I want to make money, I'm going to have a terrible time learning because I won't be present in the class. I'm just thinking about by the time I'm done with this class, I'll to get this money income. And that's one way to ruin your education because that's not smart. It's kind of like going. It's essentially it's the equivalent of putting all of your eggs in one basket only to not have it empty for anything in return. I don't know the analogy actually, but the point is that's just a bad mindset because if I'm miserable during the education process, I'm going to be miserable when I have the job. So I'm really scared about what are my options if I want to go into schooling. So that's just kind of tough for me to really reflect on, if not think about. But hey, let's. I'm sorry for that dark turn. What's the third question for today? And of course, this comes in. This falls in tandem where what's the worst that can happen? That's the last question. Right after, what am I scared of? I, this is why I love this deck, just because the randomness and the chance of these two cards being on top of each other. I Yu-Gi-Oh! Shuffled it, I cut the deck, I Yu-Gi-Oh! Shuffled it, and I got these two questions. But honestly, the worst that can happen for me going into school is income. Like, I'm thinking that if I will drop an income, but it'll be fine. I think I'm what the worst that can possibly happen would be us not living the way we would be comfortably doing right now. She would have probably less time doing her own thing and more time being at home and just resting because she has to work more because I have to go to school. And if I'm so scared about food, I would just end up doing what I'm doing already, but doing a more junk food filled situation where it's not healthy for me to be in a situation where I'm eating junk food all the time. I got sick because of having a bad Wendy's breakfast, and that's not good. And I don't know. The worst thing that could happen is like the world could end. The I won't have enough money to uh, get my basic needs met. My parents would probably support us if I were told them, "Hey," they'll be happy if I told them, "Hey, I'm going back to school," but I don't have the confidence to do so because there are other responsibilities that have for me. But I do know that when it comes to trying to do education, I can technically have an education still. It's just for the moment it's related to me getting into the best shape of my life. And that includes not only the nutrition that helps me get more fit, the activities I can do to get me more fit and like healthy. The weightlifting is something I've been increasing my knowledge in. So, um, yeah, I'm more. There are ways to develop my education, but the proper schooling route might not be the best way for me. Um, but yeah, I don't know where this day will go. I don't know where this is going to go, but these questions hurt. And I think that's the point. The point is to look at this deck like a mirror. You really ask yourself the hard questions, you know. But yeah, I'll read off the questions again because we're at the end of the episode. let me read these questions off to you again, so maybe you can answer these questions on your own. What's the worst thing that can happen? How do you inspire others? What is possibly the most tempting, but you're most scared to try? Those are the questions that it reads as, what is possibly the most tempting, but I'm scared, but I'm most scared to try. That's the question. What is possibly the what what possibility possibly I can't read, but those are the questions. I'll do my best to type them in the comments, and let's go from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the show. If you liked it, please make sure you subscribe and follow on the channel. I stream on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously. We are currently still playing Neo, and when the Mega Man game comes out, I'm excitingly happy to start playing that game. I'm so excited to play that game. I believe I'll get on the Switch just so that with how grindy the game gets, like I need to get money to get my HP up and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things that's grinding in this game, and I'm excited to show it to you. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, my name's Tyler. I'm your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye.